When I returned to my room, my bed has been made. I guess he sweetened it when I was gone. I'm glad she did, but it's really more than I deserve. I scratched my cheek. Then, are you there, Shiki-sama? I can hear Yusui's voice along with a knock at the door. Yeah, I'm here. Come in. Excuse me. Good evening. Thanks for making my bed, Yusui. Yusui quietly nods in acceptance. Just as I thought. I'm not used to this. Is there anything else you want to tell me? No, nothing from me, but Akia-sama has instructed me to answer any questions you may have. I see. There are many things I want to ask, but I'll probably get to know them as I continue to live here. Yeah. What I want to know right now, before I sleep is it true that the curfew here is 7? Yes, the main gate is locked at 7, and all the entrances to the mansion are blocked at 8. It is also a rule that one must try not to go walking around in the mansion after 10. Those rules are so suspiciously strict that I can't help but think that they're trying to hide something. Not even walking around in the mansion? Well, I've got no complaint with that, but isn't that kind of harsh? Aki and I aren't children, so I don't think you have to go that far. Indeed, it is a rule, however, so please abide by it. You are aware of the recent disturbances at night, are you not, Shiki-sama? Yeah, that vampire thing Ahiko was talking about. Well, as long as something like that is happening, I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. What else? Do you mind if I ask an off-topic question? Yes, what is it? I'd like to know what kind of work you and Kohaki-san do around here. I'm here to serve your needs, and my sister Kahaku is to serve the Lady Aki-sama. In her spare time, you do the maintenance chores around the mansion. Is there anything more you would like to know? To serve? So that's what it is after all? My shoulders suddenly feel heavier. It seemed completely natural to Akia when she said it, but I'm nothing more than a normal high school student. I have no interest in having a girl close to my age serving me, at least for now. By serving me, you mean you're a personal servant? Yes, please do not hesitate to give me any instructions. Well, I get it. Going by how Akia was talking about you, it doesn't seem like I can dismiss you. So I'll just obediently let you serve me. Is there anything in particular you would like? Nothing in particular. But could you stop calling me Shiki-sama? Be honest, I get chills down my back when I hear it. But Shiki-sama, you are my master. That's what I'm saying I hate. I've been living a normal life up until yesterday. I have no desire to start living a life for a girl my age. That is me with Sama. I see. Hizui's response was less than enthusiastic. Just call me Shiki. And in exchange, I'll call you Hizui. Let's do away with the formalities. Be more casual with each other. So expressionless, Hizui lowers her eyebrows, as if she's being troubled. But you are my employer. It's not like I'm hiring you. You're the one doing the things I can't. So you're the great one. I see. Hizui gives another unenthusiastic reply. It looks like I won't be able to talk her into it. In just one day. Anyhow, that's how it is. Don't be so formal towards me. I'll be grateful if you would tell that to your sister Kohaku-san too. Very well, as you say, Shiki-sama. Expressionless, Hizui bows her head. She completely failed to understand. I'll be leaving now. Please rest now for tonight. Bowing, Hizui puts her hand on the doorknob. Oh, I forgot to ask something. Hold on for a second. Running towards the door, I put my hand on Hizui's shoulders before she leaves. In an instant, Hizui's arm pushes away my arm with incredible momentum. Wait, what? With a whack, she slips my hand away and leaps back. It almost seems like some kind of automatic response to being touched. Huh? It's so sudden. That's the only thing I can say. Hizui is expressionless, but she glares at me fiercely. Did I just do something wrong? I'm very sorry. Hizui's voice sounds very nervous. I'm not used to being touched. Please forgive me. Hizui's shoulders are faintly trembling. I feel like I just did something really terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize without thinking. I don't understand why myself. I just feel sorry for Hizui, and I lower my head. Hizui says nothing. I get the feeling her stare is calm again. I have nothing to apologize for, Shiki-sama. I am the one to blame. No, well, maybe, but I switch my head. Hizui stares at me, pausing only to blink for a second. What was it you wanted to ask me, Shiki-sama? That's right. I stopped Hizui because I wanted to ask her something. Oh, I wanted to ask about Akia. Doesn't she go to a boarding school? That was only during middle school, Shiki-sama. From this year onwards. Akia-sama has special permission to attend school from home. You mean she goes to school from here? Yes, but it is uncommon for her to come home before dusk like today. You know, all that talk about curfews and strict rules about after it gets dark. That's so suspicious. I guess Emma has practice up until dinner, so she's always home before 7. Practice? Practice what? Today's Thursday, so she would have had violin practice. Huh? Usually, she's able to return before dinner on weekdays, so if you have anything to say to Akia-sama, please let Nisa know after dinner. Izumi bows to say goodbye and leaves the room. I mean, I did say in the previous part about how I had doubts about Shiki's accident. How I think that they did something to him instead. It's just all those curfews. It's like they're definitely trying to hide something. A violin practice? What on earth is that? She's not some upper class lady or anything. So why should she have to do something as bothersome as? Oh wait. She is an upper class lady. Yes, come to think of it, my sister, Tono Akia, is a natural born upper class lady. In my memories, she was always obedient, ever uneasy sister, constantly following me around. As a child, she was always quiet, never having even the courage to express her own desires. That makes it really easy for people to mold her into something that they would like to see. Say, the father that passed away had a certain wish for his family. It was really easy for him to mold Akia into the way he wished. If she's unable to express her own desires, she was a frail girl who would always live in fear of a scolding from her father. Yeah, people really do change after 8 years. After 8 years, I've become the me I am now. I can't become the person she is right now too. 8 years is a long time. It's half of our lives up until now. I was absent from this mansion during that vital period where a child becomes an adult. I'm sorry, Akia. I think things would have been better if I had been with her during those 8 years. I unknowingly mumble an apology. Left by myself, I lie in the bed. This house from 8 years ago. I brought blood relative from 8 years ago. It feels a little like they belong to someone else. I wonder what's going to happen to me now. Rumbling to no one in particular, I fall asleep. Avu? What? I hear the wave-like sound of something's voice. What's with the Avu sounds? Something is howling. I did say that the mansion was surrounded by a vast forest, if I remember correctly, so are there wolves living there? Don't tell me after the mention of vampires there are also werewolves involved too. It's too sharp and high-pitched to be a stray dog. More a wooing. It echoes in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? I'm confused and intrigued at the same time. I thought maybe the family was involved with vampires, but now I'm not so sure. This doesn't feel right. There's too much howling going on at night. Beastly howling is beginning to give me a headache. Avo. It doesn't stop. More avooing. Avooing intensifies. Like that. Just shut up already. I wake up. I can hear the sound of a dog barking outside the window. The clock indicates it's just past 11. I do wonder what the state of the moon is right now. This is more than just a neighborhood nuisance. Damn, I can't sleep like this. The dog's howling comes from somewhere near the mansion's fence. It doesn't seem like I can go back to sleep at this rate. Even Akia and the others wouldn't be able to sleep with a record like this. I would say it depends if they're used to it. When I got this home some almost 6 years ago, before that, I was used to live in an extremely quiet neighborhood. So I was used to just darkness outside and silence outside. But then I moved to my own place, and it was quite close to train tracks, so I would often get awoken at night from the overpass and the heavy trains. I remember after a few weeks I would get used to it and just sleep through it. Since I'm the only man in the house, I guess I've got no choice but to go investigate. What is it with Type Moon protagonists thinking that they're the man, so they need to protect the girl? I think it's coming from the right side of the mansion. Also remember not to go wandering the halls past 10 and it's 11 already. We're going to stumble upon something that we're not supposed to see. I open the curtains and check what's happening outside. And outside my room is a large tree. On one of the branches is perched a blue crow. Ah! That actually spooked me. No way, that's a normal crow, not with those eyes. In the dark night, I can see nothing but black, and yet it's quite clear to me that the crow is blue. I've never seen or ever heard of a blue crow before. It glares at me. Feels like the eyes of the crow are staring at me, like soulless mechanical lenses. So just to throw out some crazy predictions, There are either just wolves outside because it's a large property and there is a vast forest outside, or there are actually werewolves involved. And this Stoner family is somehow connected to them. I think it's fairly sure to guess that without those rules, they are really trying to hide some kind of secret. Quack. After a yawn-like cry, it noiselessly flies off. Though it feels like it's spying on us. What was that? I can feel a faint chill on my back. The howling of the dogs grows louder. More ahooing. More ahooing. It's really starting to get on my nerves. Not only is it noisy, but hearing it causes my heart to start pounding. I have an almost instinctual distaste for it. Shut up! I change out of my pajamas into my uniform and leave the room. What is music? The howling echoes through the night. The sound is definitely coming from the right-hand side of the mansion. For some reason, my throat feels dry. I know the feel. That's what's happening to me all the time. I was stretched that way around the mansion. Clearing my throat, I head towards where the dogs must be gathered. I arrive at where the howling originates. I must say, these backgrounds do a really great job of just making things seem really unsettling. Huh? Abu? The howling doesn't stop. There are no signs of any dogs. All there is a person under the light from the streetlight that carves apart the darkness. Stands a man in a dark coat. Howling is coming from right beside him. But there are no dogs to be seen anywhere. The man in the coat is pretty tall. He has a strongly built body, and his back is facing me. Oh, that must mean werewolves confirmed. My throat is so dry. More ahooing. The voice of the dog resounds in my ears. Night air coils itself around my skin. For no apparent reason, I have difficulty breathing and moving, as if I'm at the bottom of the sea. I really get the impression, like I said, even in part 1, when they mentioned that his name was Shiki, I get more and more the impression that that family is somehow a family of vampires. But I guess we'll see in time. More crying. A cry overhead, the loud flapping of its wings. Blue crow lands onto the man's shoulder. Then, suddenly, the crow vanishes. Huh? Can it be an illusion? It looked like the crow disappeared into his black coat. The man in the black coat turns around. Under the white streetlight, he's just like a shadow. A black lump. In the middle of that lump, only the weapon-like eyes shine out, burning with a fiery intelligence. I can't breathe, but fortunately, Those eyes seem like they're not even looking at me. Not here after all. The man in the black coat leaves. When I can no longer see him, and I'm finally able to breathe properly again. I managed to take a few breaths. I realized the dog's howling has ceased. I returned to my room. There's no sign of Akia or the others being awake. I guess I'm the only one who couldn't stand the dog's howling. Also, weren't the doors and gates being locked around 7 and 8 respectively? Maybe Jiki just unlocked them and didn't mention it? What's happening? My head still hurts. Huh? Why am I trembling? Looking down. My fingers are trembling. My entire body is shaking and my back feels very cold. It's almost like, yes, it's like someone ripped out my spine and replaced it with ice. I feel dizzy. Is it just the usual anemia? I get a feeling of falling towards the floor. On the way, I see something unpleasant. What? Even though I'm wearing my glasses, I can still see the lines. I hadn't seen them all at all for a long time. So my reaction is magnified. I feel sick, with the dizziness from my anemia. I feel like I'm about to throw up with the contents of my stomach. What's going on? I don't understand. Only that as long as my eyes are open, scribbles fly everywhere across my vision. It's a bad dream. Somehow. I managed to collapse into bed. Yes, I should sleep. That's the easiest way to deny what I'm seeing. My body doesn't move as I want it to. All I should do is lie here and fall fast asleep, like a corpse.